Hello guys, welcome back to Audit Empire, the home of the best police encounters on the internet. Make sure to like the video and subscribe if you're new. Now, let's jump right into today's episode.
Appointments on.
No, I don't need an appointment because I don't need any help with anything.
I know, you have to go outside.
Yeah, I don't need any help
Listen to
with
me, you're
anything.
trespassing. You have to go outside.
Can I speak to your supervisor?
Sure. Stand over here.
Our first clip of the day is brought to us by Long Island Audit. So this one's quite the lengthy argument here, not only with the man obviously recording in the officer, but there's another officer that pops in and also a lady here that works at the building. Man, they're trying to tell this man that he can't record here and that he has to have an appointment, right? So you'll see what exactly I mean, and they really are adamant about that appointment only notion. So let's see what you guys think. Have a look.
I'm sorry, sir?
You have to wait outside.
Who are you?
Mike Palmentier, take over Township Police Department. You can't just
And
come
your
in
badge
here. You have
number?
to have an appointment. 15128.
Yeah, I did just come in here.
Okay, you have to wait outside, or you have to check in with the ladies up front. You just can't walk in here.
Why, this is a public
appointment only.
building.
It's appointments only.
No, I don't need an appointment because I don't need any help with anything.
I know, you have to go outside.
Yeah, I don't need any help
Listen to
with
me, you're
anything.
trespassing. You have to go outside.
Can I speak to your supervisor?
Sure. Stand over here.
Sure, I'll stand over there.
Come on.
How you doing? Who are you, sir?
Who am I?
Yeah.
My supervisor.
I'm Paul Weldon. Who are you?
My name's Sean. Can I get your badge number, sir?
I don't have a badge number.
Okay. Hi, ma'am. How are you?
I know it's a public building, I get that, but because we're not allowed to have so many people in the building. So if you don't have an appointment, you need to leave. Are you here with
Are
somebody?
you above that? Are you above that limit of the people that you need to have in the building, ma'am?
What is your reason for being here?
Oh yeah, that would have been a great question for the officer to ask too.
So what's your reason?
My reason. Can I get your name first?
My name's Regina. What's
Regina,
your
nice to
reason
meet
for
you.
being here?
My name's Sean. I'm an independent journalist. I'm just taking some pictures and video of the publicly accessible areas here.
You see the sign there, it says unauthorized photography or videography is not allowed. So we're just going to ask you to leave politely.
No. I understand. I've seen the sign. I would just say that sign is unconstitutional. This is a public building, like you
I'm
said.
not a lawyer, sir. I'm not
Yeah.
a lawyer, so just going to ask you to leave the building. You don't have an appointment, and we're by appointment.
But I'm not
only
breaking any
agency.
laws. This officer knows that if you're not breaking any laws and you're in a public building, that I have a right to access the building and I have a
We're
right
by
to look at.
appointment, though.
You don't have an
But
appointment.
I'm not making an appointment, ma'am. I don't need help. I just want to take some pictures and videos of these signs
Well,
here.
you
I'm a
already
journalist
did that.
working on a story.
You already did that.
I didn't do that yet. He confronted me as soon as I walked in.
I have to ask you to leave.
Why don't you wait outside and I'll call Trent and see what they say? Okay?
I've done many stories in Department of Motor Vehicles
That's fine.
in New Jersey's,
I'm
and
not trying to argue with
I don't
you.
want to argue with you either, man.
What I'd like you to
Have I
do-
been reasonable?
What I'm saying to you,
Hi, sir.
You have
Sir.
to leave. Come on.
Okay. Are you threatening me under a threat of arrest that I have to leave?
You're trespassing because you don't have an appointment. You have to leave. You
I will leave. I'm just asking you. Are
have to
you?
leave right now. We'll
Okay.
talk about it outside.
Sure. We can talk about it outside. Are you supervisor, sir?
No, I'm just.
Oh, okay,
I'm here to
gotcha.
figure out
You mind if
what's
I
going
get
on.
your name and badge number?
Sure, when we go outside. I'll give you everything you want to know.
Sure. Hey, sir, how are you? You're a supervisor?
I'm not supervisor.
Where's the supervisor? Deal. Okay, so we can
Outside.
talk right here.
No, outside. You can't be in here. Outside. Thank you.
So what's way too many people? What's the problem with people walking inside of a public building? If you you have to have an
What's the
appointment.
sign say?
Okay, you have to have
You
an
can
appointment.
use your camera and scan that. What's that
Okay,
say?
don't tell me where to put my camera. I can read.
Okay.
Okay,
Apparently
except for
you
name
can't 'cause you
changes.
walked in.
Okay. It doesn't seem you need an appointment in order to be in the building, sir. Do you understand
by
that?
appointment
Does it
only.
say that? Let's see. Does it say that you need an appointment to be in the building? You need an appointment to conduct business. I am conducting a different sort of business. I'm doing an investigative journalism story
You need an
on
appointment for
the
that.
MVA.
You can't get it's not. It's
Where does it
MVC,
say
not
the
MVA.
MVC? Excuse me. I'm doing an investigative journalism story
Okay.
in this public building. I don't
Well,
need
in
services.
the story, you can write that you have to have an appointment to get in the building.
That's not true because it even says here except for name changes, gender marker changes, and
Right.
probate.
Correct.
And okay,
But you have to tell the girls in the front if you're getting any of that stuff done.
this is a public building, sir. Where is the supervisor?
It's a quasi-public building. It's
How is it
actually-
quasi?
It's actually a government.
Government building, government agency is
Yes,
public
which
building,
means-
sir.
And you need an appointment to gain access.
No, that's not what it says. You need an appointment to
Well,
get
clarify,
services.
please.
No.
Clarify,
You
please.
don't work for the you don't work for the MVA, sir.
I know.
You don't work for the MVA. Neither do you.
The same lady you just talked to, she said you can't be in there without an appointment.
You have no authority to trespass me from a public building when I'm not breaking any laws. I'm not disrupting business. I'm not doing
You can't
anything.
without an appointment.
I'm not getting services here. I'm
Right, so
I'm
you
working
can't
on
be
a story.
You can't be without.
Sir, can I
having
please
an
speak? Can
appointment.
you call a supervisor, please? I'm
I just
asking you
spoke
to.
the supervisor
I'm
works
talking
in-
about law enforcement. You are threatening me with arrest to leave the
First
building.
of all, I never said you were under arrest.
You threatened
What
to
did I
arrest
say?
me.
I
You
just said
said,
you have to leave the property.
or you'll be trespassing, which is a crime, correct?
No, I said you are trespassing.
It's the same thing. You're saying that
I
I'm
never said I
trespassing.
was going to arrest you. I said you
Oh,
were
come on.
trespassing.
Listen. That's ridiculous. I want to speak to a supervisor because what you're doing here is
Sure.
you need to understand is that you are violating my rights. You are the security guard inside. All the officers here are violating my rights. I have a right to be in this building.
You don't have the right to be without
Yes,
an
I
appointment.
do.
Security
I
guard
have
violating his rights.
yeah. Seems like overkill to me.
As long as you want, sir, you cannot video any transactions that are going on.
Ma'am, I'm not videoing any transactions. I agree with you. Okay, great. No problem. I'm not gonna video any transactions. Thank you. I appreciate
That's
that.
great. Have a good day.
You too, ma'am. Thank you. I'm glad that you checked. I can record. It's my right.
So you saw, right? I love that the man here defended himself too when the officer tried to show him like it's by appointment only. But even on the sign it says except for, this. And so obviously that means you can enter the building, right? You don't need necessarily an appointment unless you're doing those things. And even if you need an appointment, don't you need to go into the building to make an appointment? So essentially, as this man being an independent journalist, he can enter the building and take video and whatnot. Now, again, you hear it at the end where the lady's like, you just can't film transactions and personal business, which he wasn't doing in the first place, right? So clearly nothing wrong here. And it's a good thing this man, stood up for himself. Regina was not happy though at the end.
And if there was any unit in the back, it would be notified in the front, like in the address over there, right adjacent to us.
Then you know.
Well, I'm just reporting all of you as well.
In this next one, we got a couple officers trespassing, right, on a man's property, and they're looking for someone. So they actually get the wrong address, and this man recording is not happy about it. So it all unfolds from there. Let's take a look at this one.
Yes, you are. Because you said that you're here for 1124. Look at the address. It says 1120.
So we're gonna see if there's 1124 in the back.
There is no back.
Well, I'm telling you, that's why we're standing.
And if there was any unit in the back, it would be notified in the front, like in the address over there, right adjacent to us.
Then you know.
Well, I'm just reporting all of you as well.
That's okay.
Well, the address is plainly displayed right there. And if there's any other address on this property, it would also be displayed right up there.
That's okay.
So right now, you folks are actually trespassing on this property.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. I know what my rights are.
I know what my rights are too, sir. Because I serve my country and I do my rights, so I know what the rights are.
Can I get your name and badge number?
I'm gonna call my supervisor out so you can talk to you.
Can I get your badge number?
We'll give you a business card.
Your badge
with our
number?
Information.
Do you work for the city of Los Angeles?
Yes.
Is it not your obligation for you to identify
I'll
yourself
give
when
you
a citizen
information
requests
in a
you?
business card, sir.
So can I get your name and badge number?
You will. When my supervisor comes up, sir, I'm gonna.
Can I
be
get
right
your
here
name and
with
badge
you.
number?
My badge is right here.
Well,
on
can
the
you
phone
say
that
it?
You can see right there.
Can you
See that?
identify it?
21880.
Can you identify
That's
it?
my badge number, and I'm Officer Bernal.
Thank you.
And my supervisor will be out to give you the record.
Okay, but right now you folks are trespassing on this property because there's no other indication that there is another property
Do you
on
live
this
here?
place. Yes, I do.
Then how come you came from the outside instead of?
Because I just saw you folks trespassing on my property, and I'm just coming right back home.
And I
So you
explained to you
folks,
why we were here.
yes, but you guys clearly see that there's only one address indicated on this property.
On
If you're
the
looking,
front, that's what we're.
there is no back property, and again, if there's
I've already tried to make reason with you, but you don't want to hear reason, so.
well, because
that's
I'm
all.
telling you,
When my
I'm telling you the
when my
facts that there is no
supervisor
other
comes up,
address
then
located here on this
talk to you.
location. If you
I've
think that there
already
is,
tried to
you could drive
explain
through the
things
alley in the
to you.
back and see that there's no other property
I've already
here.
tried to make reason out of the rhyme for you, sir, but you don't want to hear it, so my supervisor will inform you of the rest, and I'm done talking to you, sir.
Thank you very much.
RTO never came up with that.
How you doing?
You have any questions for me?
No, I do not.
Supervisor.
Okay, that's good.
You need anything?
Nope.
Okay. So you don't, did the officer provide their information?
They did, and they're
Did?
trespassing on this property.
Okay. Did they explain to you why they were here?
Well, they're looking for an address that clearly isn't indicated on the front of the property, and if there was any other address, like there is over there, it would be indicated. But because they have the wrong address, what gives them the right to come onto my property and to, see the search, when it's clearly indicated that there's only one property number here.
Okay, but usually there's duplexes and threeplexes.
Well, this isn't
all
one
over
of
the
them.
city here. Hold on, let me explain to you, okay?
Well, let me also tell you, this isn't one of them. And if there was a duplex, the address is supposed to be shown right up in the front.
Oh, yes and no. There's a lot of...
No, there is a, it's not a no, it's a yes, because that would be a violation of Los Angeles City
You gonna let me
policy.
speak? You can let me speak?
Go ahead.
We got a lot of houses here. Don't have both addresses in the front, just like you say, okay? We've been here for a long time, and I can show you all the residents that you assume they have the residence placed in the front, and they don't, okay? So they were just checking out an address, and that's why they were here, okay? They explained it to you. You think what you think. They gave you the information, and we're good to go.
Okay?
Okay, can I have your last name?
No, I do not wish to identify myself.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, sir. You have a great day.
So this one apparently, again, I'm not super familiar with this area, the Los Angeles area, and how these duplexes and whatnot work. But as explained by one of the officers at the end there, it seemed like, this was their leadership. He was saying that it's common, right, for some of these duplexes to not have both addresses indicated. And that was the main defense coming from, the man recording. And I completely understand that as well. But yeah, you can't know, that every address has both indicated. I would assume they should, though, lawfully, right? That seems like it should be common sense. But, of course, he just wanted them off his property. And it makes sense. But I feel like overall, with both parties here, the officers and the man, maybe this could have been handled better. The officers probably didn't have to go into the man's property. Not sure how far they got if it was just out in the front door. But, it could have... stuff like this could just all be solved with a simple conversation and explanation. Right? So maybe go for that next time.
And if you need anything further, I can get it to you.
Relax.
This is a security issue because
This is a First Amendment issue. This is a constitutionally protected right, safeguarded by the First Amendment.
This next clip is brought to us by Honor Your Oath. So the officer this man's dealing with, recording, is quite aggressive, right? You guys will see what I mean in a second here. But yeah, she obviously responds to this, and the men are what seems to be standing on the sidewalk for at least now, and she approaches them and lets them know, like, hey, you can't be here. It's a security issue, and she's doing an investigation. So let's see how it goes.
This is not a public building.
That's not a public building.
It's not
a state correctional institution, man.
Okay,
You're Tiffany Parsons?
Yes, Tiffany Parsons.
What's your badge number?
37, Gadsden County Sheriff's Office.
Thank you.
Phone number 627-9233.
relax.
And if you need anything
Relax.
further, I can get
Okay.
it to you.
Relax.
This is a security issue because
This
we
is
have
a First
prisoners
Amendment
in
issue.
here.
This is a constitutionally protected right, safeguarded by the First
Once
Amendment.
you come off the sidewalk, it's a security
I've never been off the
issue.
sidewalk. Have you seen me off the sidewalk? Have you witnessed me on their property?
Videotapes. Can you
Go
guys
request
get a
it.
sergeant or lieutenant and let's just view the videotapes?
I have my chief of security in route.
Okay, because if you step
I never stepped off the sidewalk.
we have a big issue.
I never stepped foot off the sidewalk. I've been on the sidewalk the whole time. If I'm free to go, have a nice day.
You're not free to go
So I'm being detained.
temporarily.
For what reason? What's your reasonable articulable
Because I'm
suspicion?
conducting an investigation.
Based on what? What am I doing that's
I'm
illegal?
conducting an investigation.
What's your
and
reasonable-
my badge says that I can.
What's your reasonable
and
articulable
you will
suspicion?
Be quiet.
What is your reasonable
I'm
articulable
conducting an
suspicion?
investigation.
Based on
I'm
what?
conducting an investigation based on
What
a potential security issue.
Potential security issue.
Potential security issue. That's
I've-
right.
I've explained to
Until
you-
I see the tapes, I have right to see the tapes. And after I see the tapes,
So you're going to
if
detain
you-
me until you see the tapes?
Can you shut up long enough for me to finish talking?
That's not very nice.
I don't give a damn.
Okay.
Until I see the videotapes, I am officially conducting an investigation. Once I view them and I see that you never step foot on this property, you are free to go.
What's your reasonable articulable suspicion that I stepped foot on that property? What's your reasonable articulable suspicion that I've committed a crime? Did you take an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States, ma'am? Are you aware that this is a First Amendment right? Are you remaining silent?
I am pleading the fifth. How about that? Isn't that great?
That's great.
I can't drive because I've never been.
We've got your white vehicle from St. Johns County, and I have all of your driver's license information. Your license is in fact disqualified. Now that I have both of your information, the warden of this property wants you officially trespassed. Do both parties understand and acknowledge that you are trespassed from this property from this point forward? I have a property receipt for you, sir, because your phone was found and I'm turning it over to you.
Okay.
Here is your property receipt. Glad to get that back to you. Glad we could identify both of you. You have officially been trespassed from the property again. I'm iterating that for a second, third, and fourth time. You are trespassed, Mr. Thomas and Mr. Jeffrey from St. Johns County, St. Augustine. You're trespassed as well. Okay?
I understand.
Okay.
Thank you for work.
So go ahead and go back to your car and put the keys in there.
I'm gonna stand right here on the sidewalk and take pictures till I'm done.
So the officer here pretty much says, you know, she is allowed to detain these men unlawfully, as this man claims, because she also has a badge and allows her to do that, right? So again, she's keeping these men here because there's a security issue with this, and there's a warden on the property and whatnot, and he wants these men trespassed, which ends up happening, right? So again, we're kind of putting the pieces of the puzzle here together, but they do get trespassed from this, even if apparently they were only on the sidewalks. But as the officers mentioned, the man's phone was also found somewhere within the property. So, you know, I wish we had more to this picture, but it seems like, once again, even if this point in time they were on the sidewalk, something more to this story is there, right? But definitely the way this officer handled all this, she was pretty upset. She was tired of dealing, you know, with their whole shenanigans, and she just was happy to get them trespassed in a way.
Let me see some ID, please.
No. You have no probable cause. You're going down a bad road here. Really?
I've asked you a question.
Okay.
And I have never seen anybody wear a police academy.
Our last clip is brought to us by Miguel McQueen. These officers are stopping this man in this clip here that's recording because, again, they're saying that he doesn't have right to park in the handicap spot. He doesn't have one of the stickers or something along those lines. So they're asking him for ID. And, you know, the guy clearly says, like, just look at the plate. The indication is there. And it turns into a whole debacle with these officers. So have a look at this one.
Can we see some ID?
No, what for?
I just
What's
asked
your
you.
What's your probable cause to ask me for ID?
It does not have a handicap placard.
Read the plate, man. You don't even know what you're talking about. DV, that's disabled veteran plate. We can park in handicapped spots.
Let me see some ID, please.
No. You have no probable cause. You're going down a bad road here. Really?
I've asked you a question.
Okay.
And I have never seen anybody wear a police academy
That's your
graduation
business.
after
That's
they
your business.
graduate.
I wear it all the time. Do my training, and I can do that because I'm a graduate. I can wear the uniform.
Have
I
you
can
been
wear
certified as a peace
Of course.
officer?
I have my certification. What are you talking about? Why don't you run the plate? Why don't you run the plate? Run the plate, man. I
We
gave you
already did.
permission. And what did you see? You had to see the certification. You had to see it. You had to see it. You had to see it. Come on, man.
Certification isn't on your tag.
When you run my name, you can find it. Contact T-Cole. Why don't you contact them? You saw my name, call T-Cole. Go ahead.
Run it. Run it.
Yeah, run it.
Run him.
Run it. Call T-Cole. I know about Joshua PD. I know. Yeah.
Oh, you know
Yeah,
what?
yeah. So just go ahead and try it.
I don't have Alan's number.
Call them.
Yeah,
Call
okay.
them.
Get him. When'd you graduate?
I don't have to tell you anything. Don't ask me any questions because I'm not answering.
Okay.
Yeah. What? Why? Why? You detaining me?
I don't want you to get hit by the car. Just
No.
stand over here.
Then my question is, are you detaining me?
I don't know what's going on.
Okay, so then don't tell me where to go. No.
Okay.
Nope. No.
I know you told me just pull up. I don't know what's going on.
Ask him.
He told me to stand over here with you. I don't
Okay,
even know
so
what's
you're
going on.
standing. So you're standing here, and I'm here. So what are you talking about? What are you asking me any questions for?
I'm not asking you.
Okay, what are you telling? Don't give me any instructions.
I was just asking you.
Don't give me any instructions.
Until we figure out
No.
what's going on.
Since he has no probable cause to stop me, and I'm not being detained, he's got 1 minute, and then I'm leaving.
I don't know. I don't even know what's going on.
Okay, well then why don't you find out? Because then I'm going to leave away from you.
Because my sergeant asked me to come over here, so I just
Okay,
came
well,
and-
Well, you need to find out because I'm going to walk away from you, get in my car, and drive away. So you need to find out from him.
Okay. Do you mind holding off on leaving until I find out what's going on to see if you ask him? Because that's my captain. He's in charge of this.
Okay, he's not too smart because first of all, even you know, if I have disabled veteran plate, I can park in a handicap spot. Even you know that. No, they didn't just change that. It's been that way.
Well, it started in September. That it was that way.
No, sir. It's been that way for years. I've had this for 5 years. It's already been that way. And if he's a captain, he should have known that, but he didn't. He just saw this, and he saw this, and he wanted to make a problem. That's your reputation there, Joshua. Come on, man. Yes, it is. How many black officers you got? One.
Yeah, we don't have one right now.
One.
Yeah,
I know. And you barely let him in. You barely let him in. Barely let him in. And your reputation is already bad. From years ago, you had a corruption scandal. You had to get rid of a lot of your PDs.
That was way before I got here.
And you got one amongst your ranks. Are you finished? I gotta go. Are you finished?
You said 1 second. Where?
Yeah. Did you check T-code? Did you call Navarro? Did you check T-code? Did you call Navarro?
He did call Navarro.
Okay. So then, you know, you're feeling small now, aren't you?
No, that's it.
You should have run up on people. You have no probable cause. If you wanted to follow me and run my plate, you could have done that.
Talk to anybody?
No, well, I don't have to talk to you.
And you did.
I don't have to talk to you. That's right. I already told you that. Waste my time and you. You're supposed to be a captain, and you don't know disabled plates have a right to park in a parking spot. And you violating people's rights, running up on them without probable cause. I'm in a uniform doing the same thing for you for free. So what? I don't care what he thinks. I'm a graduate and I have T-code certification. So I don't care what he says. I don't care what he says. I have T-code certification. I have T-code certification. Yes, I do. That's when you checked it. Who says who? My certification doesn't say expired. You want it.
Oh yeah, the end of this is pretty amusing, right? The guy recording obviously knows that he's in the right, and the officers just kind of realize that they've made a mistake for the most part, right? And regardless, the man's plate pretty much indicates that he is allowed to park there. Now, the whole TICO, certification that they're talking about, I'm not too familiar with that, and I'm not sure why still the officer got kind of bent on saying, "Are you a peace officer?" But the main part is, again, they tried to identify this guy because he's parked in the handicap spot. So it's there on his plate. Should have been solved from there, and good on this guy defending himself. Thanks for watching till the end. Make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video and subscribe for more crazy police encounters like these.